Hi, welcome to the stream and thank you so much for joining. It's been such a long time since I said this, but I really love saying it. Welcome everyone and welcome to my art stream today. It's been months since I actually streamed and this is kind of new to me again. So, how is everyone today? Thank you so much for joining. I wanted for this animation to keep going. Yay! I am very excited. I'm very, very nervous, but I'm also very excited because I used to do this all the time and then I had to take a break from it. And now I'm back. I'm gonna try and be more consistent. So today, let's jump straight to our painting stream. Well, in this case, painting screen, because today we're gonna work on a very special derivative piece. Unstoppable Bunny! What are you doing? Gifted a subscription? Oh, that's so amazing. And Radio also wait, subscribe for 2 months in a row? What? That's cool. Woohoo! Oh my god, thank you so much. I just started the stream, so I don't know how long this event is gonna continue, but I'm gonna plan to stream for at least a couple of hours. At least 3. Up! Gifts up hype! Woohoo! Oh, I can't believe it. Up hype! Thank you so much. This is Bunny, you are unstoppable for sure. Thank you so much. Would you like me to make you a mod for this stream, by the way? Because yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I hope it's gonna be. Woohoo! Oh, thank you so much. This is amazing. You're gonna make me stream regularly on Twitch now. This is just unbelievable. What? What is happening? Radio just gifted five subs? What? Thank you so much for gifting. Oh, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Woohoo! Oh, I think I need a third monitor. Thank you. Radio is just... Radio, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? My head is just going to explode. What? Another sub. Ah, thank you so much. I haven't even started painting. But thank you so much. Woohoo! You what? You what, mate? Okay, I'm serious. I'm gonna be try and be serious. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit of the piece that I'm working on today. It's a derivative for an art contest. And as far as I know, one of the organizers is Sandrock, or Andy, for short. And because he's one of the organizers, I'm guessing he's also going to be one of the people judging. He also is providing some of his wall ladies for the public to use. What? Thank you for the bits. What? Welcome back to streaming. Thank you. 100 bits. Thank you so much. Oh, you crazy. You crazy. Hammett, welcome to the stream and thanks so much for joining. Welcome everyone. I'm so happy and I'm so glad and so honored to be here. What? Thank you so much for the more bits, Bunny. Oh my god. You guys are crazy today. I haven't even started doing anything yet. So we're like a noob streamer again. Thank you so much. This is amazing. You guys are amazing. So today I'm working on this wonderful lady provided by Sandrock, and I'm trying to make something in my style, which I have no idea how much progress I'm going to make today. I started this I think last week, and I don't know, things happen in my life. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here as well. Thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna try and do a painting stream today. One thing though, I forgot my wine bottle in the kitchen. I opened it prior to the stream, but I forgot to take it with me because it's a painting, sip and painting. Well, so we should prioritize the wine first, right? Okay, let me do a little bit of painting and we'll go back to the wine. Maybe it's better that I am not having my camera on. Go get it. I'll have to. I just started and I already have to use my beer back screen. Are you guys okay with that? But just 1 minute. Wine. Yeah, I have a wonderful wine. It's actually a gift from one of my wonderful and best friends, Callisti, who's also in the chat, who's also one of my mods, so be careful. She's awesome. It's okay. Sipping on my... That's amazing. You guys can grab whatever you have. Just enjoy. I hope the music is not too loud, but let me know if you can hear it or if you can't hear it. This is not the regular music that I'm listening to during streams. Having tea. Oh, it's okay. Tea is also wonderful. I finished my coffee but decided to switch to wine so I have more motivation. Yes. I have to be careful with the wine because Callisti is here. Wow. So yeah, are you guys okay if I just show you my beer back screen, run quickly to the kitchen, take my wine bottle, and we have a cheers during the stream. Thank you. Okay, I'll be right back. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Hope you enjoy the music. I'm here. I'm here. Going back to our famous, our famous Clip Studio Paint. I have an animation for pretty much everything. I'm here. Just had to run quickly to the kitchen and bring back my wine because I prepared it at least 2 hours before the stream. But I actually forgot to place it here. So you probably can hear the dripping sounds. So I'm gonna start with a small amount because I have my mods here. I don't want to disappoint them. They're supposed to mod the chat, not me, but it's 10 a.m. It's midnight here, so it's perfect for me to start drinking. Think of pushing it if I drink wine now. Oh, wait, you can drink whatever you want. If it's in a small quantity, it shouldn't be anything bad. I'm drinking rose wine. Oh, that's amazing. 11 p.m. Oh, you guys are from Europe? That's amazing. So what I have here is Italian wine. It's a red wine, but I have no idea what it's made of. Everything is in Italian. I can't read it. I mean, I probably can try. You're in Italy? Your wine is amazing. Just so you letting you know, it's... Oh, there isn't something in English. Okay, I'm probably going to butcher this. Bunny, thank you so much for the bits. My god, you're unstoppable. Let me... this is from 2019. Italian wine. They're amazing. I agree. What? You're in New Zealand? I didn't know that, Bunny. That's amazing. Oh my god. What I really love about streaming, and I've been saying this for years since I actually started streaming the first time. The best part, or one of the best parts about streaming, is that it brings people from all around the world in one place, and it just makes this experience, this Web3 experience, even warmer and more amazing, because I don't know if I'm gonna ever be able to travel to New Zealand, and still I can touch the culture, I can touch the people. I mean, by meeting them here in the chat and having simple interactions and just share about myself, hearing about everyone sharing about themselves. It's just amazing. It's one of the best things about streaming. And also, cheers. You're streaming from the comfort of your home. You don't have to go outside if you don't feel comfortable. But the thing is, meeting in person and having the physical personal interaction is also something really important. But if we can't, cheers. Can you guys hear this? Radio. Oh my god, another bit. What? Oh, I think that's coming from the music. I heard some bird sounds. That's amazing. Okay, I'm moving the wine to the side a little bit so I can do some painting, because this is the main reason why we do this. Well, aside from drinking. So it's interesting about this painting is that the face is not entirely mine. Okay, I'm gonna probably butcher this. No, I'm not even trying to read it. I'm so scared that I'm gonna butcher. Bunny, thank you so much for the bits. No, you don't need to do that. Please, let me do some painting. So you'll probably notice the face is a bit pixelated. The reason for that is because the face was actually AI generated. So what I'm going to do is, and what I'm I started doing is started painting over, because I really liked her face. The original image is looking like that. to which you can probably guess I wasn't really satisfied with the outcome, but I really liked how the facial features look like, so I decided, oh, I'm gonna use that for my painting. Hypertrain does. I have no idea what it does, Bunny, because I've never had it before, so I'm hoping it's good. I know it's gonna be good. Radio. What? There is a hype train already. It's closed. Oh, no, please don't spend all your money. Please keep your money. It's important. So what I'm doing the first of everything is I'm making outlines. I have a lot of reference photos, and before you like take the torches and pitchforks and all that, please know that a lot of artists are using reference photos. How we use them for us is mostly important. So I have a lot of things that I'm using as a reference, but I'm combining them in a way that I see fit, so that it fits the design, or the what's the other word? It fits the sketch that I'm planning, the concept that I have in mind, and I'm trying to visualize. So there used to be a lot of drama recently, and I want to make this very to point this out and make this very clear. I use reference photos all the time. I have astigmatism. Everything, like every shape in my eyes is distorted. Whether I like it or not. That's why I'm using so many different reference photos before. Even, for example, this is a photo of, I think it's a Spanish series, but what I'm using as a reference is the sleeve, the puffy sleeve, because this is what I'm going to use as a reference to make the sleeves of this queen dress. Because, for example, I graduated fashion design in high school, but it's one thing when you do the cuts for puffy sleeves, and it's completely different when you actually want to paint that. So what I'm doing is, if I don't know how this thing is going to look like, the best way is use the reference, but make it your own style. So yeah, I used to feel ashamed for that, but I don't feel ashamed anymore, because everything is going to look different because it's going through my hand. So I'm painting everything. Yeah, well, except for this face now, but I'm gonna repaint it later because I don't like this pixelated mouth that she has. But I really like the facial features. It kind of matches with the face on this lady. One thing that bothers me though, why are the earrings look like pizza? That makes me hungry. I think I'm gonna leave the earrings for last. So one thing that I love doing after I make the initial she does have pizza earrings, yeah. Kind of unique traits. I know, right? It is amazing. Now I want pizza. Yeah. With this wine, I think I'm gonna get hungry too by the end of the stream. So maybe it's not a good idea to have pizza, or no, to have wine instead of food. So the most boring part of this whole process. Kronecker, what are you doing? Thank you so much for the bits. What? No, save your money. You're here to enjoy the stream, not to pay for it. Hype train. Oh my god, you really did it. That's insane. Amazing. Thank you so much. This is amazing. And I'm doing the most boring part of this whole process is to make a layer with the most basic color that I choose, but I want to fit the outlines. So I have this tool, which is the lasso fill in Clip Studio Paint. I don't know if Photoshop has this tool, but basically what it does is to freehand this selection and fill it with the major color that you choose for your foreground. So it's pretty much one layer with one solid color, to which I'm going to use later as a base with this specific shape. And once I start painting the gradients, the shadows, the highlights, like all the details, basically rendering out the painting, everything is gonna be painted within the shape. It's not gonna go outside, because there is a feature that I'm using. It's called clipping. It's basically making the painting or the shading, all the details, stay within this shape instead of going outside and making a mess. Usually there are different tools to do this in physical painting when you're actually painting on a physical canvas, but with digital, what I really love is that the simple features, but they're irreplaceable. Once you learn about them, your whole process gets so much easier. You might hear scratching sounds. That's coming from my graphics tablet. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to use my camera was because I didn't want Twitch to see me drinking. But I used to... Oh, it's actually saving. It's auto-saving now. And yeah, that message is coming on a different window, so you won't be able to see it. But if I stop painting, that's probably because it's doing its like auto-saving. In case the program crashes or my file gets corrupted or something like that, it's gonna open up a recovery version with the last saving point, which is usually, I think, every 10 minutes. So you won't lose so much of your progress. One of the best features and one of the most annoying ones, because if this was Photoshop, you could have just continued painting while saving the previous progress. While here in Clip Studio Paint, you can't do anything while the auto-saving is doing. I never knew how to use those tools very well. If you have any questions, I would love to answer. I've been using Photoshop a lot before. Felicity. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip. This is just insane. You guys are insane. You guys are amazing, but also insane. You don't need to do that. I'm gonna take a sip. I feel like I'm gonna be drunk by the end of the stream. Hi! Welcome to the stream and thank you so much for joining. You've definitely asked questions. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Don't feel awkward if I read the comments in the chat. The reason why I do this is because I'm checking if everyone, reading everyone in order. No? What? Veronica? Hello. I wish we had an editing button. Please no ban. No, I'm not gonna ban you. Don't worry about that. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna save the progress, even though I haven't done really much. This is, how should I say, this is like the most time-consuming. Oh, thank you for the following, Wendy. Oh, I noticed this very at the last very moment. Welcome to the stream and thank you so much for joining. If everything goes well today, I can probably continue streaming on Twitch, because Twitch didn't used to be my major platform, like the main platform that I was streaming. I was streaming, and partially I am. I'm just taking a break from streaming now in general, but I used to stream on a different platform. But yeah, I can pretty much stream everywhere as long as I have my settings on and I feel comfortable. Because sometimes I've felt this before, sometimes you just don't feel like streaming. And pushing yourself is not gonna do you a favor. So I haven't streamed in a while, and setting up this stream today actually made me very, very excited, nervous and excited, as if I'm starting over again. It's amazing. So I don't know if you enjoy this progress, but usually I used to have people in my chat who are doing their like own chores, going away, taking a break from the stream, coming back to check the progress. Because this one in particular doesn't really have much, not very entertaining, doesn't really have a lot of things to show you. It's not very fast paced as well, unless I'm talking and listening to some interesting music. But yeah. And another thing that's really important, these layers, like these things that I'm painting, are on separate layers. For example, I have a layer for the color only. I have the layer for the outline, which outline though, let me see. Which outline? Oh, I have the body outline. And I have the hair outline on a separate layer. So everything is separated. In case you're not happy with your results, there's something that you need to change, there's something you need to adjust. The best way is, if you don't like something, just delete a certain layer, or oh, working on the wrong layer. This is the worst thing that can happen. Or you want to edit a specific element that is on a specific layer. You don't need to change any, like all of the things from your composition, which always saves time and also a lot of effort. There are a lot of artists that are using same canvas for everything. Like they paint everything on one layer. That's a personal choice. It's a personal preference. Because I'm not always certain how my progress is going to look like, I prefer to use many layers. Because this is a digital artwork, you have the option to do it, and you choose to do it and you do it. It saves your time. It also saves a lot of effort, because you know, time is money. It's our biggest resource, but it's also the thing that once we lose it, we don't get it back. So that is why I'm so grateful to have you all here, because to me this is a huge honor. You're literally taking off your time to watch me painting selections. So I'm really grateful. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you need anything else to explain. I will try, although English is not my first language, but I will try and be as understandable as possible. Oh, wait. Why did I make this? I like how I made these outlines, but they kind of end in nowhere. And if I want to fill in this, I have to probably fill in like this. Ah, okay. It feels very weird at the beginning to see this kind of process, but it gets way better once I start adding the shading over this color, especially when you know that the lady has rainbow colors, a whole rainbow set of colors. So this is gonna be interesting. It's just gonna take time. I don't know how long this the sip and I want to say sip and drink, sip and paint event goes on, but I'm gonna stream for at least 3 hours. or if I don't get very tired. Wait, why didn't this fill? Oh, there we go. Another thing that I don't like is that this layer is covering the face. So what I can do is either fill in this space, but this is giving me really harsh line outlines, and I want this to be a very smooth transition with the face, with the skin. So what I'm going to do is I have this, it's part of the general thick paint brushes that Clip Studio Paint has. It's not a custom brush, it's just one of their default ones. So what I'm doing is basically going inside the skin and the scalp with this brush. The interesting thing about this brush, and the reason why I like it so much, is because based on how much pressure you apply. Felicity, what are you doing? Stop! You're gonna make me take a sip again. I'm gonna be drunk before the end of the stream, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't want Twitch to ban me. Thank you so much for the bits, you're awesome. But you really shouldn't do this. So compared to how much pressure I'm applying on my graphics tablet, it's either adding paint to the canvas or smudging it, distributing it. First chat, time chat. Oh, oh, I missed that. All kinds of promo. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you, Felicity. Oh, oh, isn't that cute? Oh, we have all kinds of promotions on Twitter as well. Of course. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have all kinds of promo messages. I guess Twitch is not any much different. I forgot how similar it is. Let me know if the scratching sounds are annoying. I've been using this graphics tablet for a while now. Chroniker! What are you doing? No! Keep your bits. Felicity might stream someday. Keep your money. Okay, now we're adding. I actually like the scratching sounds. It's like ASMR. As long as the microphone doesn't pick it up too much. Yeah, it can be considered as ASMR. Me stream? Oh. Who knows? Who knows? You might stream one day. Sound makes the stream ASMR, which kind of makes me thinking maybe I should stop talking and just leave the scratching sounds. But I like talking. That's the thing. This is one of the reasons why I stream, is because I love talking. And I prefer this kind of interaction than writing down. I don't know why. It's easier for me to explain things while talking. Streaming? What's that? What is that, QP? When are you going to stream? Cheers. No, you need both the talking and the scratching. Thank you for that. god, I'm recording this. When people are watching this on YouTube, they're gonna be so baffled. Why is she making all those sounds? So weird. Isn't this supposed to be an art stream? Oh. But yeah. Okay, so blending this actually makes it a lot better and more natural. And when I touch really lightly the surface of the painting, I was going to say painting screen, no, the graphics tablet, this brush is only smudging or distributing the paint across the canvas. If you go on both sides, it's actually removing or adding to the paint. Really interesting. It's why I use it all the time to like add gradients, and that's why most of my paintings look like that, more realistic shading, the cell shading, which is more of the anime style. I thought this was a duck stream. Really? Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, can be. Oops. Usually my hair piece or hair layer is behind the face, but because this time the process is a little different, the hair is going to be in front of the face, so I have to be really careful. Oops. Not to go outside the outlines. Also, what's this? Oh, if you feel like your outlines are not supposed to look like that, instead of deleting the actual layer, what you can do is apply a mask, which is going to do the same thing, only the only difference is that if your mask, this would be this one, right? That's really interesting. I'm trying to delete that. Oh yeah, there you go. The only difference is that your delete part is gonna stay within the mask. So if your mask is active, the delete part is gonna be there. If you deactivate the mask, which I'm going to do now, it's gonna show up the wait, what did I actually paint? It's gonna show up the parts where you didn't well, it's gonna show up all the parts as if you haven't deleted yet. I used to do that, and I usually do that all the time because sometimes I need the deleted parts to be seen, and that's why I'm using masks all the time. And it saved so much of my progress when I learned how to use them properly. But yeah, before I knew that, it was so much difficult because I had to delete stuff, repaint them again, delete them again, repaint them again. It was an endless process. Okay. Let me know if the music is too loud, because in my headset it's kind of loud, but I'm not sure how loud it is on the stream. Oh, I should be using the lasso fill. It's easier. A lot easier. Oh. So much better. I love clean lines. Kind of makes everything arranged. I used to try and paint in a different style without having these like separated layers. And to be honest, I didn't feel very comfortable. So for me, it's way easier if I separate everything and then try and blend everything together. At the end, that I'm leaving this as the end process, which sometimes takes the longest because adjusting each part of the composition takes a while to look like it's one painting. And if you see the images that I share in the upper right corner, those are all of my pieces that I've been working for the past year. I think they're all of them. There might be some missing, but to see everything like blend together, this happens at the end of the painting process. Here at the very beginning and the middle stage, everything looks separated because literally I'm working on each piece separately. That's why it doesn't look very like blended well, but we will do that, don't worry about it. So we added the color for this. That's why I'm always fascinated when I see artists who just paint on one layer, combine all of the colors, and never have a spill of the color from one shape to another. I don't know how they do that, but it's amazing. I can't do it, so I'm always admiring artists who can. So I'm gonna stick to my style until I find a better one that works for me. There we go. Oops, don't spill on this one. Can't wait to start working on the hair. I might actually not work on the dress yet. I'm gonna start work on the details for the hair so you see how everything comes together. And hopefully by the end of the stream, you'll have a better looking hair that will match the shading of the face. But usually painting a derivative like that, or any kind of painting that I'm working on, takes a lot of time, between 5, 10 to 30 hours. So there's no way I can finish something in the duration of one stream. And when I do an art stream of a painting, I usually do it in parts. Oh, this is something I want to delete. There we go. There is a way how to use the lasso fill, not only to add color, but to remove one. And if you choose this one, this option, and you do a selection, it's going to delete the color on the layer instead of adding it. So it's very, very convenient tool. So if I do an art stream, my painting will probably be finished in several streams, not just one. That's how slow I work, and that's how time consuming is a piece like that. And if I need to do alterations, like changes in the middle of the process or at the final stage, that's going to take even more time. But there's nothing wrong with that because this is a learning curve. Interesting thing about this derivative, I actually changed it several different times. This is like the third alteration that I do. And I'm gonna show you the previous versions because I really liked how the face was generated. I wanted to use it in a different composition, which means I wanted the body to look in a different position. So what I did is I sketched out, okay, let me try and have this. So I have this as a comparison, and I'm gonna open the previous alteration so you see that sometimes the first sketch, hey Prime, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. No, long time no see. How are you doing? So the first sketch that I did with this face was this. I liked the original render. I wanted this face to be like front view, the body to be front view. Long time no see, I'm doing okay. I'm really happy to know that. This is so cool. Ree, hi! Welcome to the stream and thank you so much for joining. How are you doing, dear? I'm so happy you're joining. You're gonna see that everything that I do and all of the images here are wall related. It's so amazing. Ree is actually, I'm not sure if it's Rai or Ree. See, this is the tricky part. I've been doing okay. Like, it's been on cycles, but overall I've been doing well. Really happy you asked, Prime. Prime is actually a friend from a different streaming platform, so it's really awesome to see him here. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy, Chubby Bobby. So this is my first idea. I wanted this lady to have front view, everything to look relaxed, and the title to be dreaming. Then I started adding hair. I was inspired by another AI render, so I said, okay, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna paint over because I wanted to look like the purple rainbow hair. I moved to Twitch beginning of this year. Nice. So happy to be here. Said Ray right? Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy you joined. See people from the other Discord groups is so amazing. So I can finally say hi and they can hear my voice. I think it's amazing. So I'm just sharing how many other stages I went until I reached this sketch, because this was one of my probably first derivatives in the past, I don't know how many months now, that I wasn't sure if the direction that I'm going is good enough. So I went through this one. Then I started adding details overall. Didn't like how the hair looks like, so I did more renders, AI renders. And I found this version of the hair, which I kind of liked. It kind of matched with the face, but still wasn't the thing that I was having in my mind. I left due to a lot of reasons. Everyone has their own reasons, Prime. Like, I'm doing this stream, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna officially move. Like, this is a stream for a certain community that I'm doing today. So for me, it's a one-time for now. But if I like it, if I enjoy it, I might keep on streaming. So I don't judge anyone. Yeah, I've joined several different communities, but there are no out of streaming platforms. They're actually streaming, not streaming communities from Twitter and different art communities that I'm really interested in. So yeah, this is my prime groups. This process really is just one of my so messed up. Maybe because this time I try to use AI as elements within my paintings, and it doesn't always look very good. I think I need to start working from scratch, and if I need AI just to, I don't know, paint from AI, but as an inspiration. I've been using this face a lot, and I've started changing all kinds of stuff, and I realized that I might just need to start from scratch, even though I really love the face, but I think it's gonna need a lot of touches. So from this I decided, no, I don't want to go from front view. It doesn't look very well. It looks way too static, even though I wanted to make more dreamy looking, mystical. So I'm gonna do a little bit of dynamic pose, to which I also used reference, and floaty hair. I might change these elements. They're kind of too small, because you see how fluffy and how like big the flowing purple rainbow hair is. So like these parts are really too thin, my taste, so I'm gonna probably change that and make it more thick. But anyway, maybe the hardest part will be how to add the details on the dress because of this more dynamic pose. It could have been so much easier if I was sticking to this front view, because I already had some of the like major elements from the design. No, I have to make my life really bad, challenging. Oh, it's interesting. This pose, I like this pose better. Is it going to make my life difficult because I have to adjust the details here on the... Yes, definitely. But will that make it, that painting progress be worth it? I highly believe so. I agree. I love to watch art being created. It blows my mind how their minds work. Most of the times my mind is so out of the place, and usually the things that I want to achieve are unachievable, because I have so many ideas that I realize I am not able to visualize. But I feel like this is the strive that we have as artists, always to try and get better and achieve the things that seems impossible at the moment. Maybe because we don't have enough experience or time or resources, but eventually they will be achievable with time. One of the pieces that I'm really proud. Oh, thank you, Ree. One of the pieces that I'm very proud of, and I actually minted, and Callisti made a poem. She actually made a poem of 2 of my artworks, not just one, but one of them is very dear to my heart because I did it with the help of Midjourney textures, and I realized that I've always wanted to make a piece like that, but I was never able to because my art skills were not enough to make the textures look realistic. So I'm gonna save the progress on this one. I'm gonna show you real quick which piece I'm talking about. It was, I think, for a contest. No, it was for an exhibition in Spain. I didn't get choose, but I was very excited for this whole event because it gave me so much motivation to work. And this is the piece. I'm really proud of it, even though I've used so many AI textures, but I had to paint. Oh my god, my middle mouse is breaking. It's, yeah, I'm trying to zoom in, but it's actually zooming out. Oh, good. So I had to paint the face, the body, everything from scratch, but when it comes to the textures and applying the textures and make them like part of the skin, I had to use Midjourney textures, and I don't regret, even though I explained that this is with like a major help with AI textures. The reason for that is because I don't have the skills to make this texture so colorful and so good. Will I be able to do this someday? Maybe. But so far, if I have the chance to combine all of the tools, but combine them in a way so they visualize my idea, my what is it called, concept, I'm gonna use every tool, because there was huge debate about AI and how much AI is helping or replacing the creative process or lives. And the thing is, in my mind, that it doesn't matter what tools you're using, it's how are you using them. I want to remind here, we can all support. Oh yes, Galactica is amazing. Yes, trying to achieve freedom against system. Yeah, thank you. I'm part of this community called NFT Goddesses, and we're going to make a collection and support Iranian women. But I think we're going to do this on Tezos. I just need to talk with the manager, the community manager, because she's busy with a different project at the moment. But I'm really sorry what's happening out there. Like, I'm coming from a community that's kind of old-fashioned, but not to this extent, and my blood boils every time someone is acting disrespectfully towards women, and this is just a lot more than that. Maybe that's why most of my paintings include women. I want to emphasize on the women power and women energy and what a woman can achieve. Nice to hear your opinion on AI. Initially I felt a bit scared. I have something to share about that. About that the scary part. I've decided to need to embrace it. I went through the same thing. I actually went into a kind of a depression part because of AI without even noticing or realizing, because I was literally intimidated. The beginning, when everyone was trying to test AI, when everyone was having these amazing results, and I literally felt like my art is gonna be replaced by AI. Until I started, took me a little bit of time. Started communicating with people who have used AI for a long time, and they've also went through the same kind of mindset and mind struggles, because this was all in my head. I had this idea in my head that it's over. Once people start using AI, I'm gonna start existing, stop existing as a creator, as an artist. Everything can be replaced. But when I started communicating with artists who are using AI primarily in their art, and when I started using the AI myself, I realized this is an interesting tool, but it's what it is. It's a tool. The moment we face AI that is creating its own art without any additional human help in intervention, descriptions, anything like that, then probably we'll need to be a little afraid. But so far, the AI can go so far as to show what you have in your description. So if your description is not good enough, if you don't give him the proper keywords, the outcome is not going to be as pleasant or the one that you want to achieve. I also noticed that even if I had a specific idea and a very good description, not every render looks like the ideas that I have in my mind. And even with this derivative, I decided to use stable diffusion and to generate female faces, because Midjourney, for example, doesn't make human faces very well because it matches shapes. The algorithm matches shapes, matches colors, It can be great for concept art, but only for the beginning of concept art. You always have to add something from you because it's always something missing. And especially if it's related to human anatomy, AIs still don't have restrictions how to combine shapes and make them believable. A lot of the AI renders that I got for the past several months since I started using AI, some of them are incredibly inaccurate because the AI bot or the algorithm doesn't know how to keep the human anatomy in place, because its primary function is to combine shapes in a way that it looks different. It's what they do. They combine shapes and colors and textures to make something different in the end. Whether that shape, well, the final shape is accurate, is very geometrical, is it humanly possible? Bot doesn't give a about that. It's gonna make whatever just so that it combines the shapes in the end. And the same results I got, almost the same results I got when I was selecting, or in this case, trying to generate the best female looking face. And I feel like this one is probably the best looking AI face that I've managed to generate. Everything else is well, I don't want to say horrible, because there are like some facial features that look nice, but it's not the same. Maybe with future, if we are able to teach the bot how to preserve the female features or the male features, the human features in general, the proportions of the body, maybe then we're gonna have a really beautiful renders. But so far, I think most of them are, what's the word? They're happening by chance, purely by chance. Other than that, the bot is amazing. You can generate all kinds of shapes and all kinds of like different styles and art. This one I did. Okay, to finish this one, need to finish this one and the other side, and only then we can start adding the good. I have no idea. Only then we can start adding the details. My favorite part is adding the details and shading. But yeah, I've went through like several stages of depression until I realized and experienced myself how good or how bad the AI can be. Like, some results are amazing, but some are not so much. Why do I have this horrible luck of having bad renders? When I see the renders of the others, I'm like astonished by the results. Mine are not always that good, unfortunately. Screech, screech, screech. Ah. I think I might need a new drawing tablet soon. Right before the stream, I was trying to generate interesting golden ornaments, so I have something to be inspired when I do these ornaments for the dress. totally relate to your experience. Then thanks for sharing that with us. Thank you for listening, because I have a lot of things to share. It's amazing how much I can talk during a stream. I actually did a tweet a long time ago, maybe like a month ago, 2 months ago, the very beginning when I started using AI, and I decided to do this like a thread on Twitter explaining why I believe like AI can be positive and not so positive thing. The not so positive part is because you're leaving a bot to do something for you. So you don't have this experience of drawing it yourself, even if the outcome is not the best. What I mean by that is it takes a whole process in the brain, in your mind, this creative process from the beginning of the sketch, painting the details until you finalize it. No matter how it looks like everything goes through your hand and your brain first. That's how you remember information, that's how you apply it, and that's how we as artists can solve creative problems based on the information and knowledge that we gain from before, like from other projects that we did or experience. That's how, yeah, we gain experience and improve our skills. With AI, you improve your writing skills, but not your painting skills, because the bot is generating the things. You're not doing that. And the feeling of not accomplishing this thing from start to finish can be a little destructive. That's why we feel this like devastation or depression, because we haven't really done it. We used to do this by hands. We used to go through this like whole process, which now is been taken by the bot. On the other side though, the bot can give us amazing ideas that usually our brain might not have, due to like being stuck creatively or being too tired, like having a burnout or something like that. So using it as a tool is amazing. Is this what you hear, QP, when I'm talking? Like, all the time, just quacking. Oh, good experience, if nothing else. So yeah. So in the end, my conclusion in that thread was, like, doesn't matter. No? You sure? So my conclusion was, no matter how you use it, well, no matter if you use it or not, it's how you use it, not if you're gonna use it or not. Why are you hesitating when you write down? There we go. Almost done with this. How much time? Oh, more than an hour. Well, a whole hour of just filling up shape with one solid color. I might hear that in another browser. I have them open too. I just have them muted. Because you see, it's my stream. I don't want you to hear duck noises during my stream. I'm a moderator in a duck stream. And it's fascinating to watch a duck, or in this case many ducks, in their daily life. There is a baby goose living among the ducks, and that baby goose is already very big. Used to be baby goose, is not baby anymore, but it thinks that the baby among the ducks, and it's so fascinating to see. just because it grew up next to them, they're accustomed to it, and they don't have anything against that. Living with a giant goose. Oh no. It's supposed to. Oh, okay. See? Zooming in, it doesn't really help much. You always have to zoom out to see the big picture. I usually miss, if I'm focusing on the details, but I miss the big picture. Oh. When I try to rotate the canvas, sometimes there's a short key for rotation, but sometimes it doesn't bring back the lasso fill tool. Sometimes it stays with the rotation tool, rotation button. I don't know how the other artists are using it, but I prefer to use my keyboard, the short keys. And oops, it's saving again, auto saving, and use my graphics tablet at the same time. Because I have a tablet that's has a black surface, I don't have a screen tablet, and I kind of prefer this normal black surfaced one because I have my monitors in front of me and I can just divide all of the like menus and windows and just use as many monitors I want. But while I'm using, because I've worked on the screen tablet before, I don't know, I'm either looking at the screen or looking at the monitors, and usually if I'm looking at the screen only, I'm missing details, and if I'm looking at the monitors, I'm probably missing something else. But I don't know, I kind of prefer to use black surface one. And probably if I, and when, not if, but when I buy my next graphics tablet, again it's gonna be with a dark surface, not a screen. Also, I'm now covering the screen with my hand when I paint because I'm looking in an entirely different direction. Here we go. So we still have a little more from this hair, and we're gonna start working on other details. Like sometimes this just blank filling of the space of the layer is kind of working as a therapy for me. Sometimes it drives me crazy, depending on what mode that I am. Mostly because it looks like very time consuming and slow. So I'm listening to all kinds of like different styles of music and even match my painting with the rhythm if I can. Art takes time, as with everything else. You need to have patience. Not easy. But then again, which one is? Even AI art is not easy. Finding the right description and telling the bot what to do exactly, and the bot just do what it wants to do. Okay. Here. Oh, oops. This place. And we have this and we have this. So yeah, this is the last thing. A little more. then have a selection of colors that we're going to use for the shading of the hair, because usually I'm using one color, maybe two at most, and I'm making versions that darker or lighter version of those colors. But with the purple rainbow hair, I'm gonna select several colors from the original Wall Lady, which I'm going to use as not reference, but I'm gonna use them and make darker and lighter version of each of the colors, so that I'm able to paint shadows and the highlights. There are several different ways how to do that. One of the ways I love doing is by using this website called Adobe Color. And what it does is it can select or extract colors from a certain image and make a color palette with them. And it can even extract different moods, because colors they have this emotional what is it called in English? Effect. They have a specific effect on the people and on the eyes, not only on the eyes but on the mind. And depending on what color you use for your works, your projects, your designs, each color can affect you in a specific way, and it can create a specific mood. And that's why it's so important what colors we use. So yeah, that website is very, very useful in this case. My throat is dry. I think I forgot to take a sip. I've been focusing on this color for so long that I actually forgot to take a drink. See? I'll take one once I finish this. Oh, a little more. More, and I think we're gonna be done. Oh my god, it took me an hour and a half just filling. There we go. Finally. We're done with the details of the hair. Well, details is a little over a proper word for that. It's not the correct word, but at least we have all the details of the main layer, and everything. Once we start adding the details, well, the actual rendering and highlights and shadows, everything is going to stay within this shape of the main color. You'll see in a bit. I forgot how good this wine is. So what we're going to do is create a new layer, which is going to be named color set, or however you want. What I'm going to do is select each of the main colors, see, from this image. I'm gonna place it onto my layer. I want to place it here, like that. And I think I use this as the main layer, the color for the main layer. Okay, I want to have a really solid, yeah. I don't have to see any transparency. But then I'm gonna choose darker part here. Oh, does it look so bad? Ah, okay. This is a different brush that I'm using. And because I have a stabilization feature, you see how there is a little delay from my the tip of the brush and the actual paint that's been distributed. That is because the stabilization tool is trying to make the most, well, I can't say amazing, but a very what's the word in English? I'm starting to forget all the vocabulary. It's a very smooth outline, so that's why this one is going to be perfect for adding the shading for the hair. But before that, I'm going to extract this color and add it here in my special layer. I'm gonna hide it in the end, but I want to have all of these layers of colors first. And because it's a gradient between these colors, I want to select a specific shade. And because I don't want to do it every time, I want to have them here already on the side. Might not be a main color, but I'm still going to select it and use it. And this one. Okay, so these are the colors that our purple rainbow hair has. Now, because I used the first one as the main one, we can start using the rest of them. The issue is that, I think I know what to do. I have to find a darker and the lighter version of each of the colors. But first I have to, how do you call it? Mark the places where I know there's gonna be a light and the places that's gonna be the shadow, the cast shadow. But to do that, we have to decide where the light source is coming from. And this is usually the first stage before you even add any kind of rendering or shading of any of these shapes. Because I already have something on my face, I'm going to use this as a guideline to keep on painting. But first define where my light source is coming in. Because I placed the colors here in the upper left corner, it turns out that the light source is also coming from that same place. So I'm gonna create a new layer. Everything is gonna be a different layer. I'm gonna have to delete those or hide those in the end, but for now I'm gonna keep all of them. So you see how there is a cast shadow on the right side. So what I'm guessing is that the light source is coming from this direction or from this direction. And because this better. So this not even a circle but ellipse shows that the actual light source is three-dimensional. How many layers do you usually end up with when you finish a piece? I haven't really counted them, but many. It might be many. Because I place everything in folders, so I keep everything like tidy and very grouped, so I can know if, for example, the hair is in one folder. Only the hair can have between 10 and 20 layers, like the folder with the hair. So that means that I can have, oh, that's gonna be interesting. So imagine having face as a separate folder, body as a separate folder, outfit, whatever it is, as a separate folder again, hair as a separate folder, background as a separate folder, between 10 and 20 per each folder. So yeah, it can be a lot. And there's another folder on top of this one, like all of the major one, which is the painting, which I usually call final adjustments. And this is where I add if there's like a color correction over the whole painting, if there's like my logo, some blur effects, some what else am I adding? Chromatic aberration. So these are also on separate layers. Yeah. Sometimes I've reached 100 and more layers for just one painting, which makes the size of that file quite large as well, especially if you're working on a large canvas and I'm having like an optimal size. For the square ones, I usually use 4000 pixels by 4000 pixels, but I would always have 300 dpi as a like dots per inch, or it should be, well, depending if you're working on a digital canvas or if you're printing, it's gonna be either dpi or ppi, either dots per inch or points per inch. So yeah, a lot. Sometimes I even have to change stuff. So I'm copying folders and readjusting them. It can be wild sometimes, especially if it's a project or a commission for someone else. This I'm doing for myself, but still I think it's gonna end up with a lot of details. So the one thing that I love the most, why I spend almost 2 hours, well, hour and a half here, but I was also working on this layer before, why I spend so much time detailing the outlines of this like blue layer, because once I choose this color and choose my trusty paint and apply brush, I'm gonna create a new layer and I'm gonna clip it to this blue one. And now the magic that I love the most is when I try to paint, my outlines is not going outside of the shape that I just spent so much time creating, because it's like a parent or a child clipped to the parent. Everything that I'm gonna paint is gonna stay within this shape, which to me is kind of the best thing, because imagine having 10 different layers trying to like match the shape of this hair or the scalp or whatever you're painting, and then the need to delete the outlines and just back and forth of madness. So for me, this is kind of the best way. For me, this is really important. Might not be the best way for other artists, but for me, I find this really helpful, and the time-consuming part is only at the beginning. After that, it's so much easier to work on the details without going outside of the shape. without being bothered by going outside of the shape. So now, once we have defined where the light source is coming from, we can try and predict based on the wavings. Well, I'm calling the wavings, but the wavy part of the hair, where we'll always around the face it's darker because it's behind. But for example, this part is gonna be lighter. This part also is gonna be a little darker here. Although here where the roots are, which a little difficult to paint sometimes because I have this expectation that the roots are usually darker. But no, the roots in this case are gonna be brighter, so I have to be careful with that. And this is just a very, very smooth brush. I'm not going in any details. I'm just defining roughly where my darkest or darker parts are going to be. This doesn't mean I'm gonna paint the details like with each layer. I'm gonna build up slowly. I don't start with the details right away. It's also a personal preference how you can start working, but to me, I start from the darker section and going towards the lightest shade, which is usually the highlights, which are very, very bright. I'm using like different, how do you call that? Different filters to enhance the brightness even. So, and when you think of the hair, you don't think of the individual hair strands. You think of a single sections as a 3D shape, because this is what it forms. When you combine all those hair strands, you form like a big shape that's three-dimensional, and you can bend it, like in this case with this wavy hair, you can bend it all over the place and it's gonna be affected by the light source. So we have this section here, and I see here is that I'm gonna have a darker part. This one is gonna be brighter because it's gonna be up front. Here we'll have a darker part, but here we'll have brighter one. So something like that. Here we also have darker, and then here a brighter. Just gonna blend out here. Really interesting how this thing is gonna look like. Just predicting. Okay, so here we'll have a brighter one, which I'm not gonna paint over. Here we'll have a little bit of darker before the brightest one, and then here at the bottom underneath we'll also have a darker section. Behind the lower jaw, I think we'll also have cast shadow somewhere, maybe more to this side. I don't know why, but my favorite thing to paint is the highlights, but until I reach them, there are hours and hours of painting and adjustments. Okay, we have also a darker section. It's gonna be interesting. So this thing is gonna be brighter, but not as bright as this part because this is closer to the light source. This will have maybe a reflection, or as we call it, ambient occlusion, which is the reflected light from other objects or from the environment. It's not directly from the light source. And this is why painting with colors is so tricky, because you have a lot of reflections. And I tried following several different tutorials how to add the light and cast shadows, but in the end I just created my own way. It's so easy. Okay. Here should be a little darker. It should be dark as well, but not as dark as this part. I also should not forget the fact that this is just one shade, so I have to define where exactly this shade is going to end and where is the next one going to join or start. So if I follow this, so this one should also have a shade, and from here on I should have the other shade and colors. Okay, I shouldn't go overboard with this. I'm fascinated by some artists who can use different shades to define the shape of the hair, and then blend it and make an abstract shape that still looks like hair, but it's an abstract shape. I can't do this. I really wish I can. I'm either going too many details or not at all, that don't look like shit. So because we have a lot of details on the face, I kind of don't want to go overboard with the hair, but I still want to make it as believable as possible, because this is the tricky part. Shading is looking great. Thank you. I'm only using one color yet. Now, the trickiest part that I have to do here, well, the biggest challenge is to match the styles of the hair with the face, because literally the face is not mine. At least I didn't start painting it from scratch. I'm over painting, which means I'm painting over the AI render. So I either have to match the hair to the face or the face to the hair. Yeah, the hair on a lot of art has its own character. Exactly. It's not easy at all. And each artist have their own ways how to paint hair. My hairstyle has changed so much since I started using Clip Studio Paint. I used to paint individual hair strands. Looking very cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Life. You're amazing. Thank you for staying for so long. Finally, we're working on some of the details. Leave that. Oh, I want to show you something. A really old painting of mine that I did back in the days when I first got my graphics tablet. So it's probably 10 years ago. Probably. And it still looks relatively good. But it took me a long time because I was painting the hair strands, the individual hair strands, in Photoshop. Ooh, that was very challenging. I did it in the end. It was for my friend's birthday. But hell if I'm gonna do that again. Actually, I did it several different times, but I really learned later that you should not paint every individual hair stand if it's not like details. Oh yes, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. It was painted back in 2012. Wow. I'm trying to remember the name because I was painting one of my characters and I wanted to print it. I printed it and I framed it and sent it as a gift. Oh, I found it. I found it. Oh my god. Oh. You might hate me or criticize me, but yeah. The face, but look at the, oh my god. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. Why is this so bad quality? What's my original? Okay, let's open this one. Well, this one, the original character didn't have eyes, normal eyes. But yeah, you can see. Oh my god. Now that I look at this and just how I painted in Photoshop. And 2012 February. But yeah, this was a nightmare and only looked good when printed because printing usually lowers the quality and everything just matches or blends together depending on what printing printer you have. But now that I zoom in, oof, horrible. It doesn't look amazing, Callisti. This looks really bad. You can see in many ways how you have grown. I really hope that even that looking well, you're adjusting to digital art. Oof. Yeah, I bet that looks so much. It took a lot of time. And it wasn't even very well made. One of the reasons why I was using Photoshop because I didn't have any other good program and I didn't know any better. But one thing that I kind of realized after I switched. Hey Godzilla! Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. One thing that I realized after I switched from Photoshop to Clip Studio Paint is that Photoshop has a horrible blending algorithm unless you use a custom made brush, which I found out later, like in my journey. The default brushes are horrible. They don't blend well, and this is a proof of that. And one thing that I noticed about the Clip Studio Paint brushes is that they have amazing blending algorithm. Even I'm not using custom brushes in Clip Studio Paint, or if I'm using, those are specific textures or patterns that I want to achieve. But the normal ones, the ones for the skin, for the hair, I'm using 1 or 2 at most. I think 3 major, and they're all of the default ones. That's why Godzilla. That's why I am really grateful for switching. It wasn't easy for me to switch from Photoshop to Clip Studio Paint because of the habit of using Photoshop for everything. But after I learned how to do that, now I'm using Photoshop primarily for design and Clip Studio Paint primarily for painting. And I'm really grateful for that. because it really is better and made specifically for digital painting. Still I'm working in sections, but it's not as doing individual hair strands like I did before. And they're also not, they don't look so bad. What is that song? Can I just switch it? Gonna end soon, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. The reason why I'm using this collection or selection of songs is because they're copyright free. The one and only. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I usually have a different yeah, different collection that I'm listening to. But some of these songs are not bad. They're actually pretty cool. Not everything is bad. So this should have a little bit of cast shadow here. And the other thing is only like this brush alone just blends so well. Love it. How are you doing, man? Long time no see. Ooh, you know him? That's cool. Thank you so much for joining my stream. That's amazing. Okay. Could add more shades later, but it's good to define the shape. It's just one. You see how everything just comes together. Another thing that I really need to learn, I'm still learning how to do that, is use many different shades, not just the main ones that I selected from the original Woe Lady, but other ones that may show up as a reflection from the environment. I want to go overboard with this shading. Oh, things not very geometrically right happening here. Is it bad that I want to play Warframe while I'm painting? I guess it is, isn't it? Yes, it is. So unbelievable how using just two colors can make a shape look three-dimensional, even on the 2D canvas. I'm gonna blend this. I'm gonna try and do something here. Be honest, Cat, you have Warframe up in the background even while you're streaming, don't you? I had this yesterday without realizing. I was doing something different and closed it down, and I realized that I had a Warframe open for like 8 hours straight. And you know how you get a message every hour? please don't forget to take a break. You've been playing for over an hour or something like that. And I wasn't playing. Forgot to close down. I'm doing well. We go back an ongoing long time. I'm glad you're doing well. Just always assume that you have Warframe open. Hey, you have Valheim open all the time, don't you? I'm kind of expecting you to have Valheim all the time. So don't blame me. I used to be. Hey, I don't deny it. Oh. I used to be quite obsessed with Warframe. Not so much anymore. Still play it. I still force KOB to play it with me. I have to go, but thank you for the stream. Thank you so much for staying with me, Ree, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time and a wonderful rest of the week. I'll make sure to stop by in the WoW Discord more often. I was having a really, really fun time today. We had this Web3 experience. There's a platform called On Cyber, and it lets you create a 3D gallery. Thank you. See you soon. See you soon, Ree. Thank you so much for stopping by. Coming together so well. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you so much. It takes time though. Takes some time, but it will happen eventually. But what I really love about the On Cyber platform is that it lets you create these 3D galleries. And now the new feature is that you can invite other viewers, and we all appear like a small button. You can only see our profile pictures, but it's still very fun because you can talk. It's very, very cool. Godzilla, thank you so much for the following. That's so nice of you, thank you. I haven't streamed on my Twitch account for like 2 years. Ah, Kuya! Woohoo! Welcome! I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for the following. How are you doing, Kuya? Oh, for everyone who's watching, the animation that I have of my character. Hi, I'm so happy to have you here. So the purple hair animation, this is my character, Katalina, and the chibi version was made by Kuya, who's also in the chat. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. This is why I don't want to use my camera, because I already have my character and it looks so adorable, and I don't want to ruin your experience by sharing my face. So yeah, having so much fun with my character. Blushing so much. He's so amazing. How are you doing, Kuya? Long time no see. Yes, Felicity. Yes. That was you, Kuya? Yes. Yes, it's Kuya's job. Well, Kuya's project. I actually commissioned him to make 5 different like chibi versions of my character, but this one, the blushing one, is my favorite, so I'm using it everywhere. So it's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, thank you, Callisti. But I don't think so. I know you might think so, but I don't think so. So I'm really happy and grateful for Kuya who did this animation. And he did it on stream. He just painted my character, animated it just like that. I was just like, I'm filling this hair in one layer for like hour and a half, and he made 5 animated chibi versions of my character for one stream. was just amazing. It's so fast. How are you doing, Korea? I hope you're having fun. I hope you're doing well. I haven't talked to you in a while. A long while. So I haven't streamed on G-Live for a long time as well. Hope everything is well. Not believing in a thing doesn't take away from its truth. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Callisti. I have to lose weight, but thank you. Hey, this like working from home thing really is affecting my appearance. Hi is good, senpai, and yes, I miss you so much. I miss you too, Queer. I hope everything is well with you. And I miss the others. I haven't seen them in a long while. I have to stop by in your Discord group. Feel so bad. I've been busy for such a long time, the past year and a half. Okay, so here I'm actually removing some of the dark color because I want to have these roots. The roots. And also what I can do is very lightly having a little bit of cast shadow. So I'm doing this special stream today on Twitch because I was kindly invited by the Cold Green community and especially by the Unstoppable Bunny, which is amazing. And one thing I forgot to tell you, Unstoppable Bunny is one of my first collectors. Oh, thank you so much for the sub! Oh, one thing I don't have is sub emoji, which I'm so sorry about. I did not expect people to actually sub to my channel, so I kind of forgot to add sub emojis. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, thank you. I really didn't expect people to sub, but I'll have to manage my channel better. Don't believe, senpai, I'm just a noob at drawing. See, this is a thing I don't believe. This is a... Don't believe Koya. He is actually a master of painting. He was teaching me how to paint in Clip Studio Paint because it was around the time when I switched from Photoshop to Clip Studio Paint, and I was having such a hard time finding all of the different tools and features, and it was such a difficult task. Here you have, I call this a cast shadow from this. Oh. Ah. Oh, wait. Wait. Supposed to be lighter. For some reason I can't stream anymore. CPU caps out at 100%. Ooh. To upgrade or format my PC. Or maybe the OBS is shitty. Because I had the same issue with my previous PC. I actually had to upgrade my whole, well, buy a new PC because it turns out that my OBS wasn't able to like stream. My whole PC was overloading. And yeah, I remember, I think I had this issue last year, which resulted in me trying to save all of the money that I have and spend it on a new PC. It was worth it for sure, but it was also a risky move. But I finally realized why is this happening. So yeah, I don't use the old PC for streaming because I think the OBS is the issue. So I completely feel your pain because I know how horrible it is. It's incredibly demanding. Today, right before the stream, I had to upgrade it, and now it looks very different. Not only is demanding, but now it's changed so much. I almost learned how to use it again. I want this. So if this one is coming here, so the highest point is gonna be here. I'm trying to save this like interesting wavy part on both sides. Although on my painting looks kind of weird compared to the original. But I think the highest and the brightest point is gonna be around here, and from here on I'm gonna start having this cast shadow, which only here is gonna be very, very dark, and then here is gonna be a little brighter, still dark but a little brighter. On this side, behind this wavy part, it's gonna be a very dark section. Also is gonna not translate, what's the word? Gonna transition, yeah, gonna transition in a different wavy part, which I'm already lost in these shapes here. What the hell was I doing? And was I thinking when I was doing all of the wavy stuff? Ugh. I'm waving myself even though I don't have a camera to show. Okay, so this is for a contest. The thing that I'm painting. It's called a derivative, or basically a fan art of an existing piece. But I have permission to use the original as an inspiration, and this one is the original, and to make my own version of it. And something that Quib doesn't know because he joins now, I look at the moment talking to client, oh, that's amazing. So one of the things that I point out at the beginning of the stream is that the face is something I didn't paint. I paint over the face, but the original face is an AI render, which I'm really, really proud of because it looks really good. But no, I don't like this. Control Z, Control Z. But I'm going to paint even more. I want it to look better, or at least I want to look exactly like the idea that I had in mind. And the title is still going to be something dreamy, because she is like having her eyes closed, thinking of something that's probably very far away from the real life. So she is kind of having her moment, maybe daydreaming, whatever it is, but it doesn't look like she is in the present. She's having her own, like, the time of her life in her own thoughts. So this is the idea that I had in mind. I wanted to make her more dreamy and mystical. Maybe because at the time when I had this idea, I was also thinking of something that's completely not real. Having some other ideas. So this is what I'm trying to like translate to the character as well. Something I want to see. I think I had a reference photo of the hair as well. Let's see. What am I doing wrong? So the dark part is here. Ah. Okay, this makes sense. And even delete section because I want this to be the brightest. Oh, my back. I'm always checking the time because especially during the streams I am supposed to have breaks, but I don't take them because I forget. Most of the times I forget about them. But because of my back and my back issues, I should take breaks more regularly. I was really enjoying the painting process. And I finally see some progress. For me, this is really, really important. One thing that I can take away is this section. I can make it darker a little bit, but not too much. Oh, and we have autosave again. This is what I don't like about Clip Studio Paint is while I'm autosaving, I can't see what's happening. And I can't press anything because the whole program might crash. It has done it before, so I'm talking from experience. It's not good. So I'm not doing anything while the autosaving is happening. Because the bigger the file is, the longer it takes to autosave. And it's really, really fun. Fun, fun, fun! Okay, so this is a really important part. We have more cast shadow. I think I overused this shade. I shouldn't have done that. But I can always change it. Okay, so here we have a brighter section. Oh no, here we have a lot of dark parts. I just have to be careful. Because not only I have to be careful not to over darken this area, I have to make sure that at the roots it's gonna be brighter blue, not this one. So careful, I have to be careful. A darker section here. Then we have lighter here. like a whole line dark here, and here we'll have lighter, and here behind it also a dark part. And it's one thing when we have that dark part, because the shape is not facing the light source. It's completely different when we have a cast shadow from the shape onto another shape, which is the thing here. So this part doesn't have light source, so it's still dark, not as dark as this section here, where we have cast shadow from this part of the hair onto this section. So they're two different shadows, but they have to be make this a little darker. Have to look different. There we go. And this is where I have to probably stop using this shade and choose a different shade. Well, zoom in using my short keys for zooming in and out because my middle mouse is not working properly. Here we have dark section of this part of the cast shadow. Here behind the shoulder there's also a dark section because there's no light. It's the absence of light. We might have some reflection from the skin if the skin gets very bright, but for now I'll leave it like that. This is supposed to be a brighter version, a brighter section of the hair, and this is where the section of the hair doesn't have much light. It's darker, but from here on I'm gonna continue with the other shades, so I have to stop working on this one. Just need to finish probably this one. Here we have cast shadow on this that I might just work a little more because it's very rough. Now I don't need to go into too many details. There is also an absence of light. Here we'll have brightest. Yeah. Here we'll have a brighter version. So it's really interesting with the wavy hair. Some of the sections have a very smooth transition between the dark and light, and the others, like here for example, there's a very harsh line, and the reason for that is that hair just bends really well and a lot. Like, this is how you define your shape. When you're able to work with very smooth and harsh type of shadow. And here we have cast shadow from this section, and everything looks so much better, so much, how do you call it, it's blending, like everything is part of one shape, which is the hair, even though it has different sections, different hair strands. I'm gonna probably add different hair strands in the end, just so I can emphasize on some of the areas. Yeah, there we go. what I'm going to do next is work. Should I work on a different color, or should I leave the same color but add a filter that's darker or lighter? So I kind of work on this part of the hair when I already have defined shadows and highlights. See. Have a cast shadow, and here we have a really smooth transition from dark to lighter. There we go. That's so cool. It's so cool to see things just happening. Okay, one more fine shade. There we go. So I can go on with a little darker version of this. I can create a new layer, and with the same color I'm just gonna use a multiply filter, and you see how it's gonna look even darker. See how different that is. So with the darker version I have to be very careful, because it's way darker than the color that we're already using. So this is why I use the blending tool so much, and very carefully applying and distributing, smudging. The song is so weird. Kind of makes me distracted. One thing that I can also do is choose a different color for the outlines. If you see that the color that you're using is getting a little too dark, you can lower the opacity. I'm using like 75% opacity. Or you can choose a different color, or you can choose a different blending mode. Because sometimes, like, this blending mode is not the best one. This is a really weird song, so sorry. Next. There we go. Much better. So back to the program. Not too dark. Might be too dark. What I usually do is try to blend it. What I'm going to use now is choose a different color for the outlines, or make them my hair. So make the hair outlines also on a different blending mode. There we go. The only issue with that is if it's a multiply, it gets darker. If it's a screen or color dodge, it gets lighter. What we need is, depending on the color that we have, we need blending mode that actually blends with the certain color. So can we find a blending mode like that? Saturation obviously doesn't work. Maybe overlay. We'll see how overlay looks like when I start applying the highlights. I'm still on the darker section of the hair. this? Oh, it's this. And this is where I'm starting to paint individual hair strands or a piece. I'm kind of trying to imitate that. Question is, does this have... Yeah, it doesn't need to be darker. Here. Or two. This is where I'm starting to talk to myself and think, saying what I think. Is this good? Is this not good? Can I do this? Can I do that? This is where the process gets even longer because it's literally trials and errors all the time. Do I like this? Do I don't? Do I hate it? If I hate it, how am I going to change it? If I like it, can I repeat the same process with the next color or something like that? There's always questions and questions. It's a little too much. Add a little bit of shadow here. And the next question is, if you don't like this blending mode, if this seems too... the contrast is too much for you, can we find... So every time you zoom out, this section just looks too dark. So maybe we can choose something more subtle, like the overlay, which is making dark but not too dark. Okay, I think I like this more. Not black, it's just darker blue. I think I like this a lot more. I'm gonna use this for now and see. The issue now is that I'm painting on a specific section of the hair, so it doesn't really show accurately how this is going to look like on the whole hair. Because here it looks a little out of place just because it's only been applied on one section. But now I have to try and apply it everywhere. Someone has been very active on Twitter. Oh, I forgot to tweet my stream. Ah, shucks. I know Code Green shared it, but I got to do it myself. I was so excited when Moja tweeted about the stream. Ah, it was amazing. And I forgot to drink again. Please remind me to drink. Just forget about that. I'm gonna do something that you wouldn't see, but it's gonna make me feel so much comfortable. Is that it? Lifting my legs on the table, on the desk, because it really is helping my back and my legs. Thank God I don't have the camera on. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna make this section better, so I'm just gonna move on to the next one. No, I don't like this one too. Try and blend it a little better. And we have a weird song, but I like it. Okay, I'm gonna use quack. I'm gonna use the quack. So there is I'm using one specific brush so I can apply the paint better. I'm using another brush just to smooth it out. Because this brush, the first one that I'm using, doesn't smooth out, only applies. And I don't like it. But the other one smooths out too much, doesn't apply the amount that I want. So I'm really careful how much I apply. Okay, it's here. And just add this much, and then just smudge it here, and just apply like this. Oops, Control Z, Control Z. Oh, good. Here I can apply more, and then just smudge it. If I don't like the smudging, I'm applying more. Smudging again. Just endless trials and errors. And it must look good only, not only when you zoom in, it must look good when you zoom out and see the overall details. One thing that I can apply, but I'm gonna use, and I'm just starting, bunny. This is why it takes so long, because I'm just working on sections like that. There we go. And I'm working with different shades. If one shade doesn't look good, I'm applying more and more until I feel satisfied. This is why it's good to see the progress, because the final image might look very good, but you wouldn't know how it came to that stage. And most of the times, even if I try to like take screenshots of the progress, it's different when you see the actual process happening before your eyes. And something that I forgot to do here is to record the actual a process, not on Twitch. I have the Twitch stream, it's gonna be recorded, but Clip Studio Paint also provides a specific way to record your progress, and I usually use that to make time-lapse videos, because it only shows the how they called, it only shows the file, the canvas. It doesn't show any like buttons, menus on the side. It skips that. So it's really useful because it only shows the canvas and how the canvas changes over time. It's very cool. Yeah. One of the reasons why I like streaming is because people can see the progress. And if they have like missed something, they can just go and watch the replay if they want to. Nothing wrong with that. And this is just one of them. Oh, it'll take a while, but I still like it. This is why I usually suggest people to just do whatever they want to do, come back later, leave the stream, come back later and see the progress. because it takes time. It's a time-consuming process, and it's not like a game where you can. There's always something happening. It's very dynamic, very fast-paced. Art streams are not like that. They're usually very, very slow, very subtle, and you must have a lot of patience as a viewer and as a streamer as well. But still, I like it. Because with each brushstroke you can still see the changes. Okay, see. Ow. So this is gonna be the darker section, and I shouldn't do too much dark because I want to go back and start applying the highlights. I don't want this to be too dark. Okay. Also can be a little darker. And in the end here, oh, I know what I'm gonna do in the end, like at the roots, because I don't want to make them too dark, and I'm already going in that direction. I want to escape that. I know what to do. I'm only going to darken this section. Okay. And should I finish the rest of it? So there's several different ways how to approach this. You can paint with one color on the whole hair, sections by sections, or you can decide to have one section of the hair where you want to add all the details and all the shades, and then move to the next one. The issue with the second method is that you might forget the right shades that you're using, and that way one section of the hair might look more detailed than the other, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take. Okay. Make this darker. Okay, this is behind that. Do you want to? I would love to make a new derivative bunny. That would be amazing. I haven't done, actually I did one derivative for another collector of mine, like a second derivative for him. But recently I've been working mostly on personal projects, contests, and for some reason I didn't have many derivatives to work on. Like these derivatives were mostly part of contests. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I would love to work on another derivative for a collector, not for a contest. So amazing to work with clients. I always enjoy that. And now that I can combine AI with my style, it's even better because my style has improved even more. It gives me so many more ideas. Okay, so I'm gonna stop working with this. I'm gonna create a new layer, and that layer I'm gonna select this color, the main one, and I'm gonna choose a blending mode called Glow Dodge. And what Glow Dodge do is basically its name is showing. So it's telling you that it's brighter, glowy, and really, really pretty. You see the difference? Ooh. Ooh. So what I'm going to do is select this one, this section, everything here where the roots are, and basically we're gonna make her hair glowy. Because why not? She does have brighter roots. So what we're going to do is make this, emphasize on this even more. And that's why I said I want to, it's gonna go here and here. Somehow I'm still using a really big brush. I'm not going into many details. I'll probably will once I'm done with the defining where the brighter color is gonna be. Here, really interesting because the brighter section should be where the darkest part is, but instead you're gonna be painting really bright. So in my brain, this is going against all the things that I believe, but because the original lady is like that, I'm gonna try and make it the same way. Try and adjust it. And make it glowy. Oh, I like that. And oh, doesn't look bad at all. It's like the hair is glowing from within. As a concept, it sounds amazing. Question is if I'm able to make it as a execution. Instead of having dark roots, have really bright ones. Yeah. Oh, which later is going to reflect on the section of the hair. Ah. Here we'll have reflection from the roots. Interesting. I feel like this hair is gonna turn very different from everything else that I've painted before, because I've done other purple rainbow hair derivative ladies, but even after doing so many of them, every purple hair looks different. I cannot settle with one style. I'm always experimenting. with like colors and shades and blending modes. And I really enjoy it. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's a little too bright, but I still like it. I'm probably gonna change it later, but now I'm going to keep it like that. Okay. Maybe it's a little too bright. I lower it down the opacity. They don't usually want to be too bright, but I also don't want to be not as bright as... An interesting thing. Okay, so here we have highlights in general. Why? Because if you remember, and if you've seen anime videos or any kind of anime, there's always this like a circle, bright circle around the hair. And the reason for that is the shape of the head is almost circular, almost. It's a little too, like different from this sphere, but it's still very round, and the hair is following that shape. So every time you have a light source that's coming from above, even if it's from the left or the right, you always have this circle of brightness and shiny area that's surrounding the head. And this is what I'm trying to achieve. Although here we also have a highlight, but there's always a special one next to the scalp. So to achieve that, I'm gonna use a different brush. Just need to make it a little bigger so you can see it. It's a special brush that I use for highlights, and it's a hair brush. Very unique. Doesn't blend very well, so I have to be very careful. But when you zoom out, it's actually pretty cool. You can also delete this end if I see that's way too sharp as an edge. I really like using this brush, especially to emphasize brightest areas. Sometimes I'm going overboard with the brightness, so I'm just tone it down a little bit by deleting both edges. So yeah, it's a little better. Don't forget that deleting is also part of the painting process, creative process. Sometimes deleting a layer is actually way better option than applying, only adding colors. I love doing the details, especially adding the highlights. I shouldn't be doing that now because it's still too early for that, but I just wanted to show you how much joy this brings me. I really like it. You can also emphasize on specific hair strands, because I know that they're getting brighter. Yeah. It doesn't always show up when you zoom out, but sometimes it blends with the rest of the colors and it looks a lot better. Here. Just following the shape of this area. This. What is happening here is the question. Can we make this lighter up? Or is it too much? If you're not sure if you're doing the right thing, just zoom out and it will tell you immediately if you're doing well or not. So far it's not as bad. Maybe I need to a little bit on this side. I'm gonna go even more overboard with even brighter shade, but just need to add a little bit of details here and then move. I've even used white as a highlight in the hair. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so for the highlights of this area where we painted a lot of like, dark sections, I'm gonna use the same color as the darkness, but I'm also going to use the same blending mode, which is the color dodge, in this case the glow dodge. And what it will do is create a lighter version of this same color. So it's not the same as this one because it's literally a different color, and if you paint next to this, it's the same blending mode, but it's blending a different color, so it's not going to be the same looking highlight as the roots. And this is why I'm using a different color. And the program decided to save, autosave again. But this is a good chance for me to see where the highlight on this section is. So we can go back here. Focus on this section. Even here a little bit. Aha, and now the same hair has a lot more depth to it because we painted not only the cast shadows and all the dark parts, but also the brighter one. What we can do, what I usually do, is if I don't like how the edges are forming, I'm just deleting some of them. Make a smooth transition between like this gradient and the highlights, because sometimes you don't need to have such a bright edge or too much contrast. I feel like the contrast is good enough here around the scalp and the roots because it's closer to the face, which is your focal point. But once you go like outside and along the hair, like on the outer edge, you don't need that many details, and you don't need your details to be that bright. You only want to show that there is highlights. There are some highlights, but you don't need to go overboard with them, because that will change your focal point and your viewer is gonna focus on the details of the hair and it's gonna miss the face or look at it later and at the very beginning, is where you need to focus, is on the face. But I'm still, even though I'm saying this, I'm adding details on the face, on the hair, not only on the face. And I really enjoy it. I just love adding those details. So far, working. Okay, the other details that I want to add are here. Am I doing this right? I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it. It doesn't have to look very well when you zoom in, because most of the viewers and even your collectors, some do, some don't, zoom in and look at the details. They just want to see the big picture and if it blends well. But I know that some collectors are actually focusing on the details, so they're interested in this process and how far an artist can go working on the details. And this is where I really love, and why I really love this technique, is because until now we were using a really soft brush. We were not working on details, we were literally painting with a rough, very fluffy brush, and defining the dark sections. And now we have one of the very, very what is it called, sharp brushes, and we only define the highlights, and suddenly the shape looks three-dimensional. You don't need to look on in every individual strand. Only focus on specific sections and it works. I'm gonna work on this one too. And for example, I don't like this edge, so I'm gonna smooth it a little bit, and just like that. Then I'm gonna move to this section. I'm not even going to add highlights here, because this is a section that falls on the under the section that we just painted, and there's going to be absence of this main light source. So here I'm not even bothering having these highlights. I'm gonna add highlights here on this section. I just need to try and see where exactly to place. I'm not even sure if I'm placing it on the right place. Maybe. I also think that the edges are too sharp. I need to delete some of them. Another thing that I can do is duplicate this layer and have another brighter blending mode. Although I might need to delete the roots. That highlight also is gonna get brighter. You can also increase the brightness. That's gonna increase here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this as 75% opacity, and I'm gonna work on this section only. Probably make another layer and just do this section without touching the roots. So here we also have highlights. So I'm gonna do that too. And oh, we just reached the 3 hours. That's nice. I think I'm gonna wrap the things up soon, but I want to at least finish detailing this half of the hair, and then everything else is gonna be done later off stream or maybe on a different stream. We'll see. But I really had a fun time today. I haven't streamed in a really long time, so I've enjoyed it so much. Take this. And another thing that I can also do is use the blending brush. No. I'm going. Ah. If you think that a hairbrush is not doing very well, you can just use the blending brush. Because what the blending brush does is blending. And it's blending the areas that you don't like. Instead of deleting them, you can just blend them. Because usually the bigger areas look a little weird with the hairbrush, especially when you don't have that many hair strands in the dark part, but you suddenly have a lot of hair strands in the lighter section, so you don't want your painting to look weird. Okay, so it's not bad, but it needs a lot more work. So 3 hours didn't help us much. This is what I do every day, all day, every day. Thank you, QP. I'm already getting tired and it's only been like 3 hours. One thing that I kind of want to try and do is emphasize on this highlight. This one is too much, so I'm going to create a mask and delete it. I don't want this. Let's say that it's too bright. I only want to save and keep this one. Okay. Oh, I forgot that there is a highlight here too. Oh. Let's do that real quick. Going back to my original. Thank you, buddy. And it's still not finished. It's not even halfway there. I need to work on the entire hair. Then I need to go on the neck and half of the body, at least the skin that's gonna be shown. And then I need to start designing the dress, because I haven't even done like basic outlines for the dress. I need to do that. So imagine how much time that is. Thankfully, the deadline for the contest is I think in 2 weeks, so we still have time. We can experiment more. But yeah, this one is gonna take a while. Oh, I really enjoy it. I'm so happy that you stayed until the end. I'm thinking of wrapping up. Just need to do this part until I'm satisfied. This is the hardest part. When do you stop? When do you stop? When do you think it's enough? well, you don't. Keep working until you go overboard, like this area, and you start delete stuff. There we go. And if you're not satisfied, just take a break. Oh, thank you, Koya. Just take a break, go do something, or like leave the painting for a couple of hours or maybe for a day. When you come back, you're gonna see things that you haven't seen before. The reason for that is because your brain gets used to the same shapes and textures and colors, and after a while it's easy to trick the brain and it doesn't see many mistakes. So one of the reasons how you can get rid of that issue, because this is literally how your brain works, you can't really change it, but you can work around it. Oh, wait, what happened? Kronecker! What? What did you just do? Gifting 5 subs? Back under? And Wendy? And Jer? Oh, wow, and Prime as well. And Lindsay. Woohoo! GG! That's amazing. What of the ways how so happy to see you streaming again? I know, but you don't really need to do that. God, and I don't have why don't I have notifications for that? I saw it in chat, but I didn't see it or hear it in my streams. Why? It's not a good sign. I have to check how this happens and why this happens. Oh, puppy. Such a cute puppy. I still can't believe it. Oh my god. I was going to press flip horizontal button and I forgot. I honestly forgot what was I explaining. Oh my god, this is just a little too much to comprehend. Thank you. Amazing. So what I'm doing here is seeing or looking at the image from a different angle. And one of the ways is just flip the image, either horizontal or vertical. Doesn't really matter. It kind of flips the your perception as well. So it's a really... Oh, thank you for the sub. Wait, now I see it. Now I see the sub animation, but that's only for Prime. What about the rest? Sub hype. Oh, now I see it. Okay, that's interesting. Why is it having such a delay? Now it's updating. Woohoo! Wow. The sub for Jer. And the sub for Wendy and for Back Under. Oh my god, that's so cool. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Kronecker. I don't know what to say. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm trying to find my words back, but it's a little difficult. This is how you paint hair for 3 hours. This is how much we managed to achieve. Definitely not easy, and probably there's a lot easier way for other people. For me, it's just time consuming, and I want to add this a little bit. It does take a lot of time. It's not a perfection. That's another issue, but it's a way how to help us improve. There used to be this question if No one can achieve perfection. Why are we even striving to do that? But the thing is, we all want to get better, and we all have our reasons, and usually the reasons is to make something useful and something meaningful in our lives. So my reason is to always improve and make people happy and smile. If I'm achieving this, I don't know, but at least I'm trying. So my wish is for all of you to find your reason. I think this is the most important thing in life. Doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad, which is good. But then again, it's not me who needs to judge my art. It's the other people. So the moment you say, I like my art, something is wrong. Because I'm thinking from a designer's perspective. I can't even talk. It's very important to make it so people like it. Although I should be thinking more of the other way. I really should be satisfied with my art, because if I don't, what's the point of doing it even? But if you're doing a commission for someone, yes, then it's important for your client to like it, not you. So yeah. If I don't stop here, I'm gonna keep on working on this more and more and more until I'm not able to even work. So what I'm thinking that's best for me to do is take a break from it, maybe play something, but this is gonna be off stream. For now, I want to thank all of you for everything that you've done for the past 3 hours, and most of all for sharing and spending your time with me. I don't know if you're satisfied. I hope you like the progress. I'm gonna continue working on this, and hopefully once I finish it, maybe part of the process is gonna be on stream, but maybe most of it's gonna be off stream. We'll see. But I can't wait to show you the final progress, like the final version. And I really hope to see you soon, because I really want to come back and stream regularly. I really enjoy it. Nice to see you work again. I've been working so much Korea for the past 1.5 years. Just wasn't able to share this on stream. I've had commissions who were very personal, so I didn't receive permission to share them. But now that I'm working for contests, more personal stuff, we all here. Oh, I know, I'm always lurking. I'm also watching a lot of streams on DLive, especially the ducks. But I'm also watching streams here on Twitch. But I'm usually lurking. So busy. That's amazing though. Being busy is amazing, and that's how it should be. Because once you feel like you don't have much to do, this is where, at least for me, it's where my depression just hits me very hard. So I want to have work. I want to work on commissions. I want to have more projects. And so far, I have. If I don't have enough commissions, I'm just working on personal projects and contests and other stuff, and apply for galleries, which is amazing. And I really wish we have more options and opportunities like that. If you have the eyes, there are a lot of opportunities, so I'm still not giving up. No, never. At least for now. But thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for all the donations. I still can't believe you guys are so crazy. I don't know what to do. I might just end up painting something for you guys. as a token of appreciation. We'll see. Maybe something small or big. We'll see. But thank you so much for everything. I'm gonna leave you with my endings screen. Not with this painting. I really love this ending screen. Thank you again. Hope you have an amazing rest of the week. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.